Hello, everybody out there. It's Dan Burney from Artisan Realty. Tonight, or today, you can see it's dark outside. What we're about to do is go on a little tour of the internet. We're going to give you access or information about some places that will really help your career. Places that if you start wandering around the internet, you may never find, but basically wonderful tools and resources for someone who is a real estate agent. So let me jump right into my computer here, and I'll go to the very first website. This is called agentfreebies.com. You'll be able to read it, agentfreebies.com. Lots of different stuff, totally free things, Google Maps for your smartphone, Photoshop tutorial, listing presentations you can steal from our competitors, all kinds of different things that are free to real estate agents and just about anybody. And we'll look at a lot of these sites here as we wander through. So that's the very first one, agentfreebies.com. Some of these will be informative as far as building your career, making yourself professional. Some will be just great information sources. Let me jump to the second one here. I'm going to go to Google actually for this one. I'm going to show you how you would find this particular one. If you were to Google USDA.gov plus housing, what I'm going to try to find here, if I spell housing correctly, single-family housing loans and grants, USDA. Okay, I'm looking for the map that will show you how to find basically I'm looking for the map that will show you how to find the USDA approved areas in our neighborhood, and that one did not work. Let me go right back again. Let me go back. If I spell housing correctly, probably be okay. HOUSING, and also put in plus map. That's an old way to do it, but you can, there we go, USDA government housing maps. And we don't want the soil surveys, we want, okay, income and property eligibility. So I'm looking here, let's see, program single family housing and USDA.gov. And hopefully that will take me to, okay, I'm in the right spot here. So if I put an address in here, it will show me the map of where in Pennsylvania, for example, you can get USDA financing and where you can't. Let me see if I can find a quick address here. How about if I use our address here, 107 South Church Street, Westchester, PA 19382. It will pop up probably and say, hey, there we are. We're not in an eligible area because we're in a little bit of a city area, but I'm going to back up here, and there we go. I'm looking for, got exactly what I'm looking for. Let me go one more little spot here. So basically, if you're showing a house and someone wants to see if this property works for USDA, you would, for example, let's see where we're going. We're going west of our office here, Chadds Ford and onward into Kennett Square, approvable. North and south and west of Coatesville, no problem. As I work my way up above Phoenixville, parts of Downingtown, just above Downingtown. These are all in the USDA map. Of course, we got almost all Lancaster County here too. So what does that mean? So not to get into financing too much here, just showing you the resources and how to find it. That means someone can get a 100% mortgage, no money down. In addition to USDA mortgages allow for a 6% seller assist. Put it in simple terms, if someone wants to buy a house in Kennett Square because it's in the area, their income is not too crazy, over $120,000, then they can buy a $200,000 house for about $1,000 out of their pocket. If they were on the other side of this line, they can buy a $200,000 house for about $8,000 to $9,000 out of their pocket. Huge difference, huge big difference. So that's a great resource for you. Makes you pretty smart. Next site we're going to look at is www.hcbu.com. This is going to be helpful for you because you're going to, here we go, hcbu.com. Husbu. Maybe I spelled that wrong. Let's see, auctions. Husbu auctions. Probably did spell it wrong. Sorry about that. Let me jump right in here. I'm going to find it backwards here. I'm going to put real estate auction site. It is the biggest site. It's HUZBU. Let me see if I can find it. And I'll put HUZBU. Okay, here we go. Husbu official site. The reason why you need to know this when you're in the real estate business is because you're going to get calls and inquiries, especially through the internet, from people who say they saw a listing on Husbu and they wanted to see if they could buy it. Look, 100,000 plus sold, 1,620 active bids and offers right now, and 2,200 auctions ending today. So there's an entire world of people buying houses in a non-traditional way. They can find properties. 1382. They can find properties through here. Properties that will be auctioned off. Here we go. 942 South Matlock Street in Westchester. Actually, the auction is complete. Sometimes, you have to be careful here, but sometimes, I just won't get into it in detail again, but sometimes you get the property and it's foreclosed on and there's old owners are still living in the property. And it's your job to get the people out of there. If you pay a little bit of attention, you write HUSBO a letter, follow up through some of their, about us and who we are kind of software at the bottom here. You can get your face plastered here, and people would contact you when they find a house that they like. Okay, this might sound like a weird one for you, but TED Talks. Want to be a better realtor? Want to be a better person? Want to be a better anything? TED Talks is really the coolest site out there in the universe for intelligent knowledge about just about anything you need to know. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go back to Google. I'm sorry. Going through the internet gets tricky, right? There's lots of ways to trip you up with all these competing vendors. So TED Talks. I'll just put real estate. How if I do this? TED Talks negotiating, one of our skills that we need to be a real estate agent. And even though I spelled it wrong, here's a TED Talk. We can kind of goof around with this and start it out. It takes just 15-20 seconds of it. So the smartest people in the world in their category are invited to give a TED Talk. The smartest psychiatrist, the smartest politician, the smartest mathematician, and the smartest people who have the kind of skills that we have. Here, 1,240,520 people actually viewed this. This is a great book. This is actually the best. This is the writer of the best book from the Harvard Business School on negotiating. We'll get a little flavor of this. So it'll probably have a little introduction piece and things like that. We'll give him a minute or two to introduce himself.
Well, the subject of difficult negotiation reminds me of one of my favorite stories from the Middle East, of a man who left to his 3 sons 17 camels. And to the first son he left half the camels, to the second son he left 1/3 of the camels, and to the youngest son he left 1/9 of the camels. Well, 3 sons got into a negotiation. 17 doesn't divide by 2, it doesn't divide by 3, it doesn't divide by 9. Brotherly temper started to get strained. Finally, in desperation, they went and they consulted a wise old woman. The wise old woman thought about their problem for a long time, and finally she came back and said, well, I don't know if I can help you, but at least if you want, you can have my camel. So then they had 18 camels. The first son took his half of 18 is 9. The second son took his 1/3, 1/3 of 18 is 6. The youngest son took his 1/9, 1/9 of 18 is 2. You get 17. They had 1 camel left over. They gave it back to the wise old woman. Now, if you think about that story for a moment, I think it resembles a lot of the difficult negotiations we get involved in. They start off like 17 camels, no way to resolve it. Somehow what we need to do is step back from those situations, like that wise old woman, look at the situation through fresh eyes, and come up with an 18th camel.
Okay, you get the idea of just how interesting TED Talks can be, especially in your area of interest. Highly recommend it if you don't know anything about TED Talks. Plow into that world. I listen to them every week. The next site I'm going to tell you about is Realty Times, RealtyTimes.com. This is a site designed just for real estate agents by experts in the real estate field. You can use, if you're a brand new real estate agent, you can use this search box up here and be able to find an article on just about everything. You can get a sense of the articles that are here. This should be your go-to place on a daily basis to become a professional. I'm going to put in here new agent, what would a new agent possibly need, and it should take me to hundreds of articles written about what it's like to be a new agent, what new agents need to understand, how new agents get listing, 10 tips for new agents, and why new agents are on a team, yada, yada, yada. And you can see it goes on forever here. Unlimited resources, absolutely free, realtytimes.com. Next site I'm going to take you to is Inman News. INMANNEWS.com. This is the Wall Street Journal of the real estate business. They're going to get into all the unique, interesting things going on the highest level of real estate ownership, management, skill sets, first 5 critical critical ways to build your brand, navigating purchases with split personalities, using your database to reach out personally, 5 creative ways to market to clients in December, all kinds of very interesting articles. If you're in the level I'm at where I'm running a real estate business, I need to know what's going on in the industry, and this is a must-see everyday site. If you sign up at Inman News as an agent, it won't cost you anything, and they'll send you a link every day to the articles that are there, and you can keep up with everything that's going on. Kind of an obvious one, but I'll throw it at you anyway. And www.nar.com. Got to spell it right. .com. This is a National Association of Realtors website. Once you join the real estate board, they'll give you a password to the more sensitive and interesting aspects of this site. Let's see. It doesn't think it's a safe site. Let me try that again. Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. They don't own NAR. Let me go back to Google. Go back to Google, and I'm going to put in NAR real estate, and they'll take me to the NAR, Realtor.org, I guess a better way to do it. Okay, tons of statistics, articles. Let's say you're going to have a listing appointment with someone whose property is underneath electric wires, those high tension wires that are over above it, or they have mold issue in their basement. You can pull articles out of here and show up as an expert. NAR.com is not the site. The site is actually Realtor.org. So you can also just Google the National Association of Realtors. It'll take you there. And again, you need a password to get into the real meat and potatoes there. But as a realtor, you will be given the password once you join the MLS and once you join a realtor association. Same kind of thing going on for Pennsylvania Association of Realtors. And they are not PAR as you would think that they are. They are PARA, pararealtor.org. This is a great spot to get information on forums, legal hotline. Just if you didn't know it, I'll go to the site here for you. So any real estate agent in Pennsylvania, if they find themselves in a legal situation, can call the legal hotline for free, speak to an experienced real estate attorney, and get an opinion from them about what's going on in your site. You definitely want to keep up with this site. This is important for you in understanding how realtors, at least in Pennsylvania, operate. Delaware and New Jersey have a similar type site. Another real cool site coming up here, ActiveRain.com. So it doesn't sound exciting, but it's the most exciting blog site for real estate agents. And these are things that are really in our daily work, the kind of stuff we see every day. What should I do if there are dogs in a home listed for sale? Things you need to know about mold, what I learned this week in Active Rain. What do you do with a $5,000 gift to someone with a modification loan? How you can't argue with experts. All kinds of different things. Basically the best, most interesting commentary and blogs written by realtors all over the country. You can sign up here for free as well. You can join it if you pay money, but I would just sign up for free. And you'll have these Active Rain blogs sent to you every day. You can use them in your business. You can use them in your newsletters. A really cool site. Movoto.com. Okay, so free leads for real estate agents through Movoto.com. An up-and-coming real estate site. It's great because it's up and coming, so you can join it for free, no cost. You can, if you meet the criteria, or if you speak to me, I can show you how to get leads from Movoto.com, and you'll have a database right here of buyers and sellers who want to buy and sell their house through you, and then you pay a referral fee back to Movoto.com. Another interesting one here, www.riskmedia.com. This one should start right into a video as soon as I land on it. Another great site just for real estate agents, telling you the top things that are happening in the business. Lots of things that are right in your world. What homes do millennials buy? Realtor.com housing forecast. How many listing photos do you need to generate leads? Must-take relationship building webinar, all kinds of different things. Again, like a smorgasbord of stuff that real estate agents need to know, or if they want to build a career and become successful. Another one, we did that one. Okay, this is for being smart too. What happens to properties that are owned by Fannie Mae when they get foreclosed upon? Every single one shows up on Homepath.com. So this is a place where you can get properties that are coming soon that haven't been listed in the MLS. If you get a buyer who says, hey, I want to buy a house and fix it up, this is a place to go. You can put just about anything in here. Chester County, PA. You put that in there, and the properties that are bank owned by the federal government, basically Fannie Mae, will show up, and you'll have an opportunity to see the ones that recently sold, the ones that are available, and the ones that are coming soon. They call it a first look property. I must have spelled something wrong here. Okay, there we go. We popped up. So here we can find the properties. Great website, great images, great pictures. Lots of different properties all over the place. Chester Springs here is a cute little house for $139,000. You can make an offer on it. It'll tell you basically how to make an offer, and we'll cover this in some additional training. You may not want to know about it, but as an expert in real estate, I guarantee your buyers want to know about this site, and if you tell them about it, you'll be the one showing them the house a little bit later down the road. Along the same lines, www.hudhomestore.com, hudhomestore.com. I'm going to go to that site. So the same kind of a thing. So all the properties that are FHA or VA properties that suffer foreclosure in the United States all show up on www.hudhomestore.com. I found it backwards here. And some people look at this site and say, wow, there's hardly any houses here, I'm not impressed, that kind of a thing. But in fact, there's tons of properties. Let's see, why is it not popping up here? Because I'm on Bing. This computer likes Bing. I don't like Bing. I'm going to go directly to it. So here we go. So if I were to click on Pennsylvania, tons of resources in here, by the way, all about HUD properties. And I could obviously go for different counties up here. Let's do, we got Pennsylvania. Let's go to Delaware County. Pennsylvania, let's hit search. And basically these properties are for sale in Delaware County. Incredibly low prices. Stratford Road, row house, $42,500. That's an incredible deal. That's going to be eaten up in a second. That's a stone row house in a nice neighborhood. And there's a lot to know about this. I'll refer you to my seminar on buying and selling HUD properties and HomePath properties to understand it. But great resource again. So if you're working with investors who are looking for properties and they don't know about it, you can be the one to tell them about it. Here's another very cool site for realtors, www.narrpr.com. Once you become a realtor member of the National Association of Realtors, this site is available to you for free. Every house in the country, listed or not, every house in the country, listed or not. I can go into Atlanta here. Let's say I'm sure there's a 10 Main Street in Atlanta, Georgia. Let's see if there is or isn't, but we'll find there's always a Main Street. Of course, if you spell it right, that helps a little bit. Let me jump back here. There's a Main Street just about everywhere. Okay, it actually overwrote me here, and here's a whole bunch of main streets in Atlanta, Georgia. So any property, it'll give you information on any property, listed or not. If it exists in the United States, you can learn everything about the property, including what it is worth today, a price point where the average, average is, historical information and present day information, interior pictures. You can get a whole bunch of different reports. I prefer on my properties using a seller report, which will send me, look at that graphics there, it's pretty good, isn't it? It'll send me an 80 to 100 page PDF property if I click on the seller's report, and I can click on the seller's report, and I can just go down here and I can email it to anyone and send them an 80-page report on, hey, now we're back in West Grove. And those reports are incredible. They have your picture on it. They make you look like a true professional in real estate when you understand this site and get a chance to play around with it. So that's like just a nice little quick overview. I'm going to show you one more. www.homegain.com. This is a cheap and affordable place where you can buy real estate leads to use in your real estate marketing. You can basically click in here as a realtor, and you'll be able to find find buyers and sellers who want to sell their property. So that's it. That's a nice little quick tour around the internet, stuff to get you started. Obviously, you could go back to any one of those sites. Hopefully, you were writing them down as we went through, and you could spend a week on any of those sites. They'll just keep giving you more opportunities to make money, more opportunities to work with buyers, more opportunities to work professionally. That's the little part of the internet that a smart real estate agent who wants to have a career should cut out. Lots more of that kind of stuff to come. Hopefully you appreciated this to get started. It's exactly a 20-minute video. So what can you learn in 20 minutes? A whole lot. I'm going to go back to that TED Talk right now and see what that's all about, see where he's going with the camels. Have a good day.